Lance Wheeler with Baseball Think Tank, and today we're going to discuss throwing from the stretch and just a few problem areas that I see. First thing, let's discuss from the stretch. Traditionally, you're going to see a lot of guys that are throwing from the slide step, and throwing from the slide step, the intent's just to get the ball to the catcher faster. But there's some things that go wrong in that department. The first area is the idea just to get the foot down early. Naturally, that offsets my natural timing from the windup. We want to be quick, but at the same time, we want to be in a position to throw the ball and throw the ball effectively down in the zone. And some of the problems that you're going to see with that is, as I get to this position, guys are going to tend to start wider. Their first initial step is a very passive step, and the arm gets left behind, and it's going to, more than likely, your chances of getting the ball up in the zone are going to increase. And obviously, we don't want to do that with runners on base. So what we're going to do at this point is we're going to cheat the hips. We're going to preset the hips. We're going to put the hips in a position to throw. This throw is going to be very familiar to the pitcher, as it's going to be very similar from the windup. So how we're going to do that? Instead of starting our foot parallel to the rubber, we're going to slightly cheat the foot in. And basically what I'm doing is I'm getting the toes slightly out in front of the heel. And you can see it's almost like a pigeon toe. But again, that's going to be very minimal. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the front foot. So as I start, you're going to see me in this position. In this position, I've created tension in the hips. I've got some load in this part of my lower body. So my first step, it can be just as quick as, instead of stepping and getting the foot open, all I'm going to do is show the bottom of the foot. Just showing a partial sole of the foot is going to create tension on the back side. I'm beginning to load the back hip. That's where our power comes from. And now I'm in a position to throw just like I would from the windup. So I've gathered in the lower body, I've created energy, stored energy in the back hip, and I'm being just as quick. So the time there is going to be very similar. It should be just as fast as the traditional slide step, but it's going to involve the lower body. And then one more key point. As I show the bottom of that front heel, or the partial sole of the front foot, it creates energy in the back side, but at the same time, it counterbalances the head. By keeping the head back, it allows for posture to get more rotation out of the lower body. So that would be a great drill to train. And remember, all I've got to do with that, key points, slightly get the hips in front of the hands by just turning the back foot in, create tension on the lower body by pigeon-toeing the front foot, and then as I go forward with the slide step, the only thing that I'm really changing from here as I step is I'm showing the bottom sole of my foot.